This week on the Organized Life podcast.
So I would say moving is your motivation for why you are going to make any type of change. You have organizational opportunities throughout your move, and your visions and your values make a difference. And
Yeah.
who you want to get involved in this is very important. And now is the time to figure out what's going to happen in your next. And so, as you are doing this, give yourself grace because moving is hard.
Hey, and welcome to season 3 of the Organized Life podcast, where we are creating a movement with powerful organizing strategies and systems that save you space, time, energy, and money. I am your host, TakillaRene, the life organizing strategist and the owner of Extreme Audacity Organized Solutions. And yes, today we have another amazing guest, the one, the only, Jevata Crawford. Welcome, Jevata.
Well, thank you for having me, TakillaRene.
Yes.
Going by 2 names.
Listen, that's my stage name, girl.
Oh, I ain't gonna hate because everybody needs a stage name.
Yes.
Everybody needs a stage name.
So I was in a pageant 3-4 years ago. I actually won. That was the first pageant I ever went to. That was the first pageant I was ever in, and I won.
So as most people would say, your pageant days are now over, correct?
Yes. Because listen,
I mean, how can you top that?
I can't top that, okay? And I'm not trying to. I did it for fun. It was fun. And my girlfriend, she was like, okay, well, what do you want to be known by? What do you want to go as? And I was like, TakillaRene, because my middle name is Renee. And that's how that came about. And so I've been carrying it ever since because I love it. It just feels really jazzy. My name Takilla is already jazzy, but to add the extra TakillaRene, it just made me feel a little bit more special.
Okay, we like special.
Yeah. So listen, Jevata and I met. We're both a part of the National Association of Black Professional Organizers. I keep telling you guys about that organization. It's nationwide, and I do have the honor and privilege of being the president. But that's how she and I met because we're both Black professional organizers, and so we got to meet on there, and I love talking to her. I've definitely nudged her for some tips on move management and had the great conversations, and she helped me out a lot. And today we are going to have this conversation about what it looks like for the holidays and moving, and because she has a new book, and we're going to get into all that. So, Jevata, tell the Organized Life listeners a little bit about you, or maybe even a lot of it.
Well, okay. So I have been playing around with the new title for myself. So I'm going to introduce myself with that new title, and I want y'all to tell me how it feels. How it feels. So I am a social scientist who happens to be a move manager with my superpower being project management. And I chose that because I like the study of people and how they interact. And moving is one of the things that we all do. Whether or not you think you are moving, you definitely are. So I'll give you an example. I am in the midst of a book launch. Now, I'm not changing addresses, but I am moving because before I was not an author, a published author. Now I am a published author.
Come on.
And so I have to figure out what that looks like.
Yes.
And how that looks like in my spaces and the spaces that I go. So your movement is not just about your physical. It can be emotional. It can be financial. I can use her ideas. It can be your space. It can be your time. It can be your money. I know there's a fourth one.
Energy.
It can be your energy. See, I have written down 3.
So it spells out systems. So save you space, time, energy, and money.
Perfect. Well,
so it spells it out.
It doesn't spell that how the order I chose to write it.
Okay. Listen.
But you see, the interesting thing is that I love when you take the first letter of a word and actually put it together, because I did that for moving. And that's how that's how I came up with, like, I was just sitting here thinking, like, how can I communicate to people what moving actually looks like?
Right.
And so that I could say it in a sentence. And so I would say moving is your motivation for why you are going to make any type of change. You
Mm,
have organizational opportunities throughout your move, and your visions and your values make a difference. And
yeah.
who you want to get involved in this is very important. And now is the time to figure out what's going to happen in your next. And so, as you are doing this, give yourself grace because moving is hard.
Mm.
And
All
so
right.
I understand using the letters to actually have a conversation. And so that was the beginning of the moving method, to say how should or can you move and still not lose yourself in that process.
Yeah. And when you give, like, when you create those acronyms and give words, meaning, it helps people to remember them.
Yes.
It sticks with you, and so it helps people to remember those things. So, you guys, we are in season 3, as you know. And one season 1, I gave you guys what you kind of wanted to hear. Like, we talked about all things organization. We talked about how to get organized, how to get your kids involved, like the nitty-gritty, the grind of organization. Now, listen, we did season 2 and we talked about the hidden cost of clutter and what clutter was costing you. So that was another thing that was really eye opening, I think, for a lot of my audience, listening in and hearing what clutter has been costing you, what you have been losing. Now, here we are in season 3, and we're going deeper, right? Last week, we talked to Dana Smith, and she got into the therapy and the psychology and the coaching of the holidays and how to set those boundaries. Today, we are going deeper, and we're still in the holiday spirit, but we're talking to my girl, Jevati, and she's going to help us with like what it looks like to be moving. So she's talking all about moving this holiday season. And even if you're not physically moving in your space, like what does that look like in your life? And so I'm in transition too. So I'm here to learn. I'm here to sit and glean from Jevati. We're going to have a good time. All right. So Jevati, so let's start off with talking a little bit about like how did you get into this field? And I know you're a veteran, like you are the OG of the OG. So when I need some pointers, I know who to go to. Listen, I go to Jevati and I have some other people that I'm like, let me shoot them a text to see what I can get.
I Okay, so organizing is such a diverse field,
Mm-hmm.
and you can run around trying to figure out, like, when I first started, and probably when a lot of people first started, it was like anything organizing was down my alley. I
Right.
was like, if you want me to organize pillows, I'm coming. If you want me to organize socks, I got you, girl.
I got you.
I got you. And what I realized is that we're not great at everything.
Mm.
And so I started saying, I'll try it. And I was okay with the I'll try it. And then I started to learn that some things were just not my jam.
Yeah. Yeah.
And and then I was like helping people with estate clearing, or like working with families that may have lost a loved one or
Yeah.
downsizing. And I realized I'm really good at this. And
Mhm.
then I was like, okay, now that I'm good at this, how do I tell people that I'm good at this?
Mm.
And so I would say that this opportunity found me. It wasn't that I
Mm.
went seeking out for it, because this particular niche is more than unpacking boxes because you're moving.
Yeah.
It's more because what the interesting thing is that for a couple years I contracted out that service because moving companies do it better than we ever will. And
Oh.
so and so it was like interesting when people were like, "Oh, I pack." And I'm like, "That's great." But that particular it made more sense because they did it faster, quicker, and cheaper than I could ever
Mm.
do it. And
Mhm.
so it just made sense for me to bring in that service. And so it's one of those things where you have balance,
Mhm.
where I think being an organizer, you have the flexibility to find what I like to call your superpower. And
Yeah.
that's why it's so important to understand the values, the things that are important to you,
Yeah.
because that's what you help to translate to your client.
Yeah. So when you find what's important to you and you listen to what your client needs, you get to
Mhm.
marry those two things to create a business and to create a way
Yes.
that you impact your community.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And so that's how we got here. So yeah, like you can say I have been in business for 10 years, which is like amazing when you say it out loud. And
Mhm.
the other part is that it's amazing that I can't actually give you the exact date, but I know it's been about 10 years.
Yeah.
And so that was something that I realized that I needed to do a better job of keeping milestones, in
Mm.
place. And then I
Mhm.
realized that I'm not the only person that has that kind of deficit where
Yeah.
people, so it was really about having that conversation, taking on projects, seeing what I liked from each of the respective projects, and then going from there, as opposed to, it wasn't that I just opened a business and said, "Oh, I'm doing move management." I wish it were that
Mhm.
simple.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
really wish it were that simple.
So I kind of just found, and so that's what we would call in this industry your niche, right? And so when I first started and became a professional organizer, all I kept hearing is, "What's your niche? What's your niche? What's your niche? What's your niche?" And I'm like, I don't know. I'm gonna, like you said, I'm gonna organize somebody's socks, their closet, whatever, their pillows. I don't know what my niche is. And I really just, in the past probably 3 years, 4 years since COVID, really started to hone in on what it is that I really enjoy doing. And that's not just organizing, but really teaching and coaching people how to create the organized life. It's
Hmm.
not just about what I get to organize, like me coming in and organizing your space. Okay, well, what you gonna do when I leave? How are you gonna maintain it? Right?
Exactly.
How are you going to put structures in place for your kids? Right? Can we create a command center? Do we have hooks on the wall to put book bags? So creating the organized life. So that's when I started to find my niche. It's a holistic approach to organizing and creating a
Hmm.
lifestyle of it, not just a one space or a closet or a kitchen. Some people love doing pantries and closets, and so uh, I love that. And it really, like, I was so irritated initially because I'm like, I don't know, like, because I couldn't articulate it. I just knew
Yeah,
the
and
of organizing.
I think that's something that we need to do better in the organizing field, is to remember that it's the same question as, what do you want to be when you grow up?
Yes.
It's the exact same question. And instead we should be saying, what do you like?
Yeah.
And realizing that it's not, a lot of things are for a season, they're not forever,
Mhm.
because like you can be in a position, for me I feel like I'm continuing to grow in this move management field. And that's why I started saying, well, maybe I'm more of a social scientist, and I really want to understand why people move. And so, and
Mm.
understanding the why people move, so that we can get to the how they move and they actually get to the desired
Absolutely.
outcomes. And so that's where the conversation started to shift for me, because, like I'm working with a client, and, like as they merge households, which is a type of move, but a lot of
Mm.
people don't necessarily think about it as a
Absolutely.
type of move. It is not as simple as picking up your stuff and taking it to the new location, and
No,
now together
sir.
you cohabitate. Um, and so part of that is, that's the how we move. Like what
Mhm.
part of that, and what part do you want to be a part of the discussion? I found that I'm a much better team member to help them to understand how they're going to navigate this,
Yeah.
because the majority of the time when you're in the middle of a move, people have different inputs that they want to give you, but nobody's your partner through that
Mm.
journey. And when you are working with an organizer, I believe that they need to have more of a partnership role and not just
Absolutely.
a tactical role. And
Absolutely.
so but that's a skill set. And that's something that you have to want to do.
I totally agree. And when I'm talking to prospective clients and clients, like I'm on this journey with you. I don't want to like just literally do all this for you, but I want to walk alongside you so that you can have better understanding, so that you can know what to do when I leave. And it's a journey. You're not going to arrive. It's not just about getting your stuff organized and then poof, be gone. It's a
Mhm.
lifestyle that you have to create. So,
Exactly.
I love that. So what's your favorite part about, being a professional organizer and being in your field of expertise of move management?
My favorite part is the ability to remove stress from people's life.
Mm.
Being that like moving is one of the top three stressors. So the other
Yeah.
ones are death and divorce.
Mm.
And look at that. It happen to be reasons why you move. So so sometimes you could be in the middle of all
Yeah.
three of them, two of the
Yes.
three, one of the three. And one of the things is that I'm able to give them a plan so that they can see their way out of it. Because a
Yes.
lot of times you can't see your way out of it, and that's what makes it so stressful.
You
It's
give
not the
vision.
actual activities, it's the ability to say, like the feedback that I get is that I often get is that people say, we don't know how we would have done this without you.
Yeah.
And could they have? Of course they have. Would it have been as quick? Probably not. Like a lot of times you just need someone who actually knows how to move so that when you have to make a decision, you're not calling your girlfriend like, "Hey girl, like should I keep both frying pans?" And your
Yeah.
girlfriend's like, "Yeah, cuz one's green and one's blue and
Right.
they're both awesome and you don't know which one you're going to want." And then when you call me, I say, "Well, baby, you don't even cook." And then they say, well, how do you know that, Jevati? I said, well, your frying pans are brand new.
Yeah.
What are we doing? Are you planning on cooking in your new location? Because either way, you still only need one.
You'd still only need one.
And but my conversations are different because like I like when we do our initial conversation, I say, this is our meet and greet. This is where you get to decide whether or not you can take me or not. Because if you can't take me, then we probably should stop now. And I said, and you want to decide if you like me, because sometimes I'm going to say things that are not that nice,
Ugh.
that you're going to be like, ah, I can't take it, because moving is hard work. And
Yes.
sometimes the decisions are not easy decisions.
So I love a couple of things that you said. I'm gonna start with the last one. Um, we have to challenge you.
Hmm.
We have to challenge the decisions you're making, because you wouldn't be in this position if you know if you had challenged yourself, right?
Exactly.
So you're hiring us not to just move some stuff around, but really to challenge you, to help you to get to the next level and where it is that you actually want to be. And another thing you talked about is like you help to give people vision. You didn't say it that way, but what we do, so I love, like, even in the consultation, you can almost see a sense of relief on the potential client's face
Hmm.
just having the conversation with you about getting decluttered or moving, to how your process is going to help them move, and they start to feel some of the weight lifted off of them, and you
Yes.
help to give them the vision of what it could look like, the end result, right? And help them to see, okay, we can actually do this.
Hmm.
Yeah. So I love that, cuz listen, you're not going to like me the whole time.
You're
Hey.
not. And but you think about it, like I even have this conversation with friends, and I say, if we can't disagree, are we really friends?
Mm.
And the reason that be the case is because I actually don't need someone who's going to agree with me all the time, because I can do that myself. I don't
That's so
have
good.
like you don't have to challenge yourself. And so moving is really about just, I mean, the simplistic definition of moving. And I love it when we look at words and like we get the dictionary out or Google or whatever you have.
Right.
I still
Right.
have dictionaries because I like paper.
Yeah.
And and I say you look at what moving, and moving in simplistic definition is from it's going from place A to place B. And your place
Mm.
A to place B could be house to house, it could be space to space, it could be from broke to rich. You know, like all of these are moves.
Yes.
And so what I tell clients is that when we work together, all of your moves will be better from now on because now you have a new skill
Mm.
set on how to navigate moves.
Absolutely.
And so that's what all organizers and all people should be thinking about is that because you moved with me,
Mhm.
life is going to be better on the other side because now maybe you're paying attention to your visions and values, and so
Mhm.
that your voice is a lot clearer so that you're able to tell people this is what I like, because
Yeah.
a lot of times the clutter will make it so that your spaces won't even let you get the creativity in there to be able to say I like this or I don't like it,
Yeah.
because you're just cluttered.
You can't
and
see.
so and so when you're moving, it's like I tell people this is your ultimate opportunity, like your once, I mean, I don't know how
Yeah.
many times. Let's just say your once in a lifetime opportunity
Yep.
for you to touch everything you own, because that's what a
Uh-huh.
move requires. For you to touch everything you own and decide, does this stuff come with me?
Yep.
And I'm not gonna say it's easy. And for me, I'm recently doing a project, and you'll laugh at this. I took everything out of the cabinets in my bathroom.
Ah.
The reason I took it all out is because
Yeah.
I needed to see what was there.
Yep.
And I need so this is what my process is. My husband thinks I'm insane, so he's now using the guest bathroom, but that's neither
Yeah.
here nor there. Um,
Well, you might be a little bit insane, and that's
I might
okay.
be a little bit insane, but I needed to see it, live it, feel it as a
Mm.
reminder that this is what I was hiding in my cabinets. Because what happens is I think that we forget that there's a difference between decluttering and rearranging.
Girl.
And we are very good at rearranging and putting
Yes.
it back pretty.
Yes.
And I needed to see it ugly to remind me. So I had a good memory of
Mm.
what ugly looked like so that I would not walk down that path to continue that thing, because it all fits.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, your cabinets will hold more than you ever could dream.
Yeah.
But the question is it part of who you are moving towards,
Who you're becoming.
who you're becoming?
Well, it's so
And
funny. We say the same thing. It's so interesting. Like you gotta create a life for who you're becoming, not who you've been, and not even who you are now. Who
mhm,
am I becoming? What am I living into?
yes, but one thing that we say that, and I want to be the person that also gives you tools so
Yeah,
that you can actually get to that. So one of the
absolutely.
things that is like, I think my book is fabulous, because if you don't think your book is fabulous, then I
Right,
don't know who don't think it's fabulous.
right.
And if you're curious, you can go to my website and you can get the book, because I'm gonna do this shameless plug. If I don't do the shameless plug, then I'm not sure who's gonna do it. But you can go to my website, which is projectmovelv.com, and you can order the book. And the cool thing is that when you order them there, they come signed because I'm that person. Yes.
Yes. And we're gonna
The
have all of that information for you guys, just FYI. Make sure you can get the link to order the book.
yeah, but if I need, should I say it one more time, because then I could be a real shameless
Girl,
plugger.
say it for the people in the back.
Say it for people like, so you go to projectmovelv.com and you can get the book, which is so cool. I'm excited about it. I'll
Yeah,
tell you about that process. That's a whole
yeah,
journey in of
yeah.
itself.
We're gonna
But
get into the book.
the great thing about the book is that the book is a third toolkit,
Mm.
which
Mhm.
means that there are tools in there so that you can actually do activities as you are growing and learning to do the organizing. But they're not just organizing activities.
Yeah.
So one of them is like visions and values, because one of the things when you're organizing, everybody can say, I want it to look pretty, but I want to know what values are you trying to demonstrate in your home? Because
Yeah.
pretty is not a value.
Mm-mm.
Pretty is an aesthetic. And so, like, so for example, if you like clean lines, and then I go in your rooms and your every shelf is clean, has something on it, then I'm like, well, maybe we don't really like clean lines.
Right.
Just to be able to understand it, because that helps me have a better conversation to remind you that you said that this was your value. And so
Yeah.
then I can then reiterate that. And then I'm just restating your words, which then makes it easier for
Yes.
you to digest it.
That's right.
And so, and then I have, just the opportunity to work through those things and then look at different move types so that you can understand like what type of move am I actually making, because those things are important as well,
Yeah.
because sometimes they're fast, sometimes they're slow, and different tools to make. But yeah, but you could go to my website at www.projectmovelv.com
That's
and
right.
get a book if you wanted it.
That's right. Okay. Um, that's so funny. So, Giovanni, what tips or tricks do you have for us to prepare for the holiday? Like, because it can be physically, mentally, and emotionally draining to prepare for the holidays and even the aftermath of the holidays. And I love how you're not just talking about like packing, unpacking, moving, but we're moving throughout the holidays from one
Oh
holiday to
yes.
the other, right? So tell us, like, what are your thoughts on that? And how can we prepare for the holidays?
So the first thing is the holidays are coming. Like they're
They,
coming. So
they
like
are.
so just get ready to know that tomorrow is November, and pretty much this is what they call the whole holiday season.
Mm,
And so there are a couple of moves that are going to happen during the holidays. You're going to
mm-hmm.
want to refresh your space.
Yep.
That so there's a refresh move. There's going to be a reclaim move where you're going to want to reclaim your space from different things, and then there are going to be opportunity moves, and then of course all the other moves in between. But the one thing to think about is to understand what and who you want to be during this holiday season. Like, are
Mm,
you going to want to are you hosting? Because
mm-hmm.
hosting brings a whole thing of things that are gonna
Right.
happen. So, for example, if you're having a big holiday dinner, you're gonna want to start pulling out your holiday decor
Yep.
and decorations, and let this be the year that you decide that if you do pull them out, that you will put them back well. Let this be the year that you make that decision.
And put them back before the next year holiday, because some people be like, "Oh, it's been up since June. I might as well leave it up to December."
It can, but a lot of times that happens is because they had no plan for how it was
They
going to
had no
be.
plan.
They had no plan. And so one of the things to think about, like, holidays are a great time to purge. There are a lot of people who like to say, "Oh, I'm going to this year is pink, next year is going to be aqua, next year is going to be purple." But let me just remind you, if that is how you celebrate the holidays, when purple Christmas is over, purple Christmas gets donated, because purple Christmas ain't going to make a
Mm.
comeback. Know yourself.
Yes.
And so that you're not trying to store or throw things around, because let me just tell you, when I get to estate clearing and I
Uh-huh.
get to holiday decor, nobody stores it well. And so a
Mm.
lot of it's broken. A lot of it's
Mhm.
like they were like, I remember aqua Christmas. That was different, or I remember purple Christmas. That was
Yeah.
different too. But no, your family doesn't want it.
Yep.
They're
Oh,
not they're not waiting to take aqua Christmas off your hands.
girl.
So to be clear, if that is your jam, to do all of the Christmas decor and all of the decoration decor, have a storage plan and have it be clear and concise so that when you get ready for Aqua Christmas again, and yes, now I got to figure out how to get a picture for Aqua Christmas because it just makes me laugh. I'm sure I can find something on Pinterest, because Aqua Christmas will be our funny thing.
Yeah.
But but those are the things that I would think about. Like your holiday moves are moves because it's a
Yeah.
seasonal time, and this is when you are taking things out of boxes and you're trying to figure out what that's going to look like. And sometimes chaos happens before the orderly storm, but the idea
Mhm.
is that you are moving. The holidays is a big season of movement.
Yeah. What are some boundaries we can put in place to protect our peace this holiday season?
Well, I mean, you could just say you ain't gonna celebrate, but that's pretty extreme.
She said we got a hard stop. This is our
Yeah,
boundary.
like it's a hard stop. We could stop right there, but I would say that that's probably not your strong superpower. I would
Yeah.
say the boundaries that you want to set up is that, I mean, like, let's just talk about each one of your energy boundaries. You can decide how much or how many holiday celebrations you're going to be a part of. And so
Mhm.
that and really this is what I would call, like, this could be your holiday move plan, where you
Mm.
decide, like, you use the four pillars that we talked about. It's like you determine, am I decorating my space?
Right.
And, like, make that decision. Don't let people pressure you, because I'm going to tell you, I haven't put up a Christmas tree in years. So my question is,
Mm.
why do I still own a Christmas tree? I guess for the dream of having a Christmas tree, but that's neither here nor there.
Right,
Your
right.
time, your time, you can decide how much do people get of you.
Mhm.
Your money is easy. You can decide on a budget and decide what that looks like. I mean, and it may require, if you want to give more, maybe you take a second job. Like, there are seasonal
Yeah.
jobs that help with that. And your energy is like, you decide all of those things. And
Mm.
you can write those things in what I like to call a move plan, to say, like, how am I moving this holiday? What does it
Yeah.
look like? What is my ultimate goal, so that I'm doing what I need to do,
Yes.
not what everybody else wants me to do. Because,
Yes.
like, you could go broke, and people have gone broke doing holiday without setting those correct boundaries, and then they're feeling it all the way to the next holiday season as they try to make it up. And that's
Absolutely.
gonna and it's just like, you can decide, do we even need this stuff?
Yeah.
Is there too much stuff in my house already?
Mhm.
And, like, figure out what that might look like for you.
Yeah. Those are good. I like this what you said, was it refresh? Um,
Yeah, so I came up with 6 move types, only because
okay.
I like 6 move types. So let me just read them to you
Okay.
so that you can love them.
We
You
get a
can love
sneak
them
peek.
just like I
We get a
love them.
sneak
So
peek, y'all.
let me give you a little sneak peek, and then you can love them too.
Yes.
So
I know. We had to cut it short, but come back next week so that you can catch all the things. We're going to be talking about her new book, Moving in Place More Than Boxes. Moving is about you, not just the stuff. All right, so she's going to talk all about that, her book, and she's going to give you some more insight on how moving doesn't have to be so stressful. So you want to come back and see next week's episode. And remember, if whatever strategy or system you're putting in place is not saving you space, time, energy, and money, you want to retweak it, you want to revisit it, you want to make some changes, okay? All right. And remember, if you want to be a guest here on the podcast, if you want to have some questions about organization and you want it to be answered here on the podcast, send us an email at info@extremeaudacity.com and we'll get you into rotation, or we'll get your question into rotation. Okay. All right. Until next time. Ciao.